Welcome guys. These are 3 films that explore Camus' absurd hero. Let's get into it. The absurd hero is someone who recognises the absurd or meaningless nature of life, but continues to passionately fight against it through their own existence. This is often expressed when a character creates personal meaning through their life, through passions, love, relationships, or other means. These are 3 films with characters that tackle that problem head on. Number 1, the 2023 film Perfect Days by Wenders. The film Perfect Days is a stunning display of the beauty within the monotony of routine. The film follows Hirayama, a cleaner in the bustling streets of Tokyo, who loves fine literature, music on his cassette tapes, and taking photos of nature. Hirayama lives a life of relative simplicity, but finds joy in these regular activities that he can repeat daily. We see the pleasure he gets from purchasing his daily coffee from the vending machine, and carefully selecting a particular piece of music to play on his commute to work. Whilst dedicating ample time to these slower moments, we see what he enjoys doing on his days off, which often includes taking bikes around the city and shopping for literature in bookshops. We also see the joy he gets from tending to his plants daily, possibly a motif for time passing or even the finitude of life itself. However, his approach to his work is what truly distinguishes him as an almost perfect personification of Camus' absurd hero. The film makes it clear that he does not simply aim to get through his workday, but takes pride and joy out of completing his job to a high standard. We see that even in moments of disruption and setback, he is still able to appreciate the world and the people around him. This appears particularly prevalent when he stops his work to help a girl who has lost her parents. Although this distraction will likely take away from his work and possibly eat into his leisure time, he appears to account for this type of setback, and rather than being angry or resentful, he faces the challenge head on. When Camus suggests that one must picture Sisyphus happy, this is the type of character he's referring to. One who embraces setback, routine, and the small moments in life, rather than viewing them as a burden. In this film, Hirayama has in every way possible created meaning for his own life. Film number 2, Amelie by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Amelie follows a Parisian woman stuck between relationships within a world that appears at times cruel, harsh, and unforgiving. After having a relatively lonely upbringing, she appears to have a relatively dejected view of the world, which possibly slips into nihilism at times. We see this through her repeated failed attempts at romantic relationships and the superfluousness of her monotonous day job, where she regularly experiences rude and spiteful customers. However, this all changes when by coincidence she finds a stranger's box of childhood treasures under her skirting board and sets out on a mission to return it to the owner. After a journey which temporarily gives her meaning and purpose, she manages to track down the owner, who is overcome with jubilation and nostalgia upon being reunited with his childhood possessions. After seeing the reaction of the stranger and the personal joy that it made her feel, she completely pivots her worldview and sets out on a mission to improve the lives of strangers around her. This pivot from nihilism is what characterises her as an absurd hero. Rather than succumbing to a world that appears meaningless, she creates her own meaning through the action of helping other people. This is personified when she finally decides to become the author of her own journey, setting up her own relationship in the same way that she had helped others. The defining parts that make her an absurd hero are both the meaning she gets from helping other people and how she's finally able to create a narrative for herself. The final film is Wong Kar-Wai's Chungking Express. Throughout cinema history, relationships have often been used as an avenue to explore the absurdity of the human experience. In particular, there is often something quite irrational about the idea of infatuation, or even love more broadly. In Chungking Express, we see an expression of the human experience in fleeting moments across a bustling and vibrant Hong Kong. The film explores this through 2 relationships of sorts, the first between a drug smuggler and a heartbroken lover, and the second between a recently single police officer and a cashier at a local fast food restaurant. All characters appear to be at a crossroads in life, with the film reiterating the passing of time as a reminder of the finitude of these moments. In particular, we see this in the opening act as the heartbroken Ha Ziwu collects tin pineapple, all expiring on May 1st. Whilst this firstly symbolises the expiration of his relationship, which ended on May 1st the year prior, it also symbolises the expiration of life more broadly, which Camus viewed as a starting point for the absurd. We see the absurd hero arise in these fleeting moments within the relationships, such as when Faye tidies Cop 663's apartment, with a police officer receiving some order and structure in his life. For Ha Ziwu, the short night that he spends with the unnamed blonde-haired woman provides the brief meaning to continue his life, despite the overwhelming breakup he suffered. Whilst both relationships ultimately have an impending expiry date, they both temporarily give the characters meaning and purpose within a world that appears to provide none. And for this reason, they become absurd heroes within Wong Kar-Wai's vibrant world. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll link all of the films below.